Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live. Coming at you, eighth inning. Rangers with a slim lead in game 162. Hey, you know what? It's pride on the line right now, baby. That's about it at this point. Last live show for Rangers baseball of the season. I'll tell you what, it's crazy how fast this year has flown by. Curvelo gives up a blast to left. Osuna leaps. He does not get it. Hellman hesitates on the throw slightly. Naylor is going to have a leadoff double here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Appreciate the gift, by the way. Thank you so much. Osuna looked like he had a beat on that. That was well struck, no doubt. 98 off the bat. Guardians are going to be in business here in the bottom of the eighth inning. As we were saying, you know, obviously the season hasn't gone as we would have liked, but the reality is it's going to be a very long time. Man, Osuna almost had that. It's going to be a very long time before we get to watch Rangers baseball again. So let's enjoy this. Hopefully we can get a couple of good, clean innings here from our boys in red, white, and blue, and we'll call it a day. Head on to the Cowboys game later tonight. That's the plan. Welcome, everybody. We are just hanging out at the bottom of the eighth. We're going to give you live play-by-play color commentary as Luis Curvelo and the Texas Rangers look to close out the Guardians in game 162. John, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Yeah, Heim definitely did not have a ton of faith in any of those opportunities. I mean, I hate feeling that way about players, John. I think you do too, man. But nevertheless, we were on the same page there. It is just hurtful that you've got some players in this Rangers lineup that you just automatically feel like they are an out, no matter what the setting is. I hate feeling that way about certain players, but you know what? Unfortunately, it's not too far from the truth with some of these guys. And that's why the Rangers need to do a pretty sizable reload in the offseason. That's why. Heim, I don't think is going to be coming back. I think both Heim and Adolis Garcia are gone. Cannot see them coming back at all. By the way, we've got a number of different things going on in the NL side of things for the wild card. Everything's been decided in the AL already, I believe. You do have a little bit of, some seeding issues going on with the AL, but I believe Cincinnati and New York, on the NL side at least, are both still competing for a spot. The Mets are losing 4-0 right now, and we also have, we have the Reds losing 4-2. So game 163, is that how it goes? Game 163 for Mets and for Reds potentially? Surely they don't do tiebreakers for something like that. Game 163 or what? What do they do? Y'all let me know. I should know, but feels like game 163 if both of them lose. That should be the scenario. Astros will be stacked next year. I guess if maybe they can avoid the injuries. I need to actually look at the Astros and what they've got going on. Swinging a deep drive into right. That ball is against the fence. And they're not able to score off of this. Wow. Not able to score. Curvelo's in big trouble here. He had a great ending to the bottom of the eighth. He's in trouble here. That ball was ripped. He has had two in a row just get smoked. I don't know how the Rangers are still leading right now, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, look, Swolger, we've all been frustrated time and time again. Lowest starter ERA in baseball, and that's what you get. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Nothing you can do about it now, but I don't know how many times that's been done. Lowest starter ERA in baseball, and you don't make the playoffs. Feels like it's been a while. Mike Maddox coming out right now to talk to Curvelo. Curvelo's had some up and downs. I can say he's definitely a guy that you like, and I think he's a guy that's going to get better and better with time and experience, but You've seen some up and down moments from him. You've seen some games where he is shut down, locked down, looks amazing. And then you've seen some games where he is getting lit up left and right. And that's kind of what's happening in this inning. Rocchio, I think the shortstop, one of the infielders, is up right now. Look, I don't claim to know all of the Guardians players, so bear with me if a pronunciation is butchered here or there. But either way, no outs, runners on second and third. Interesting situation here. Interesting situation. Guardians won the Central. Okay, so that's how it goes. Guardians have officially won the Central. Interesting. Pitch number 1. Ball in the dirt. Reds game is about to be over. And it looks like, again, the Mets down 4-0. So game 163 potentially incoming. Daryl, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. Hey, best of luck in the playoffs. Wish we were joining you. Curvello at this point 2-0. That mound visit doesn't appear to be working yet. Reds win on the tiebreaker. That just makes it so boring, doesn't it? Just makes it so boring. Game 1, getting rid of game 163 is stupid. I think I remember that actually, but I loved game 163. That was fun. I know they do the wild card. You'd think they would want a game 163 with the drama and everything else they try to inject with TV and ratings and all. You would think game 163 would be a gold mine for them. I don't know. Winning on a tiebreaker at the end of the year, I mean, look, when it's like to win the division, I'm actually okay with it. If it's to get in the playoffs, I don't know. I'd almost rather see game 163. I get it. It's like if you don't do tiebreaker, or if you do tiebreaker for the division, can you really do it for the wild card? Still. Alex, we'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. I think Cowboys may end up surprising some people, much like they did on the first game of the season. I think a lot of people thought the Cowboys were going to get demolished by Philadelphia. Actually, a pretty tight game. Line drive. Throw coming home, and the Guardians are going to tie it up. It is 5-5. That ball was smoked, but deep enough. Look, the Rangers outfielders cannot say. I mean, Osuna maybe as an exception. He's got a pretty decent arm. Hellman, Moore, not there right now. Not there right now with the arms. It's probably my one complaint about Mike Hellman. And I mean, look, Dylan Moore, not your best outfielder by trade anyways, but a little bit weak in that department. Guardians tied up 5-5. John, it was awesome. It was awesome. I absolutely loved watching Hellman lay that bunt down. And you would like for the Rangers to have been doing that all year long. Score prediction. I put out a video yesterday. Score prediction, 27-20 Cowboys. 27-20. Maybe Green Bay's number is a little too small. I'm saying 27-20. We'll see what happens. Deron Bland coming back. You've got, I think, a little bit of momentum in that category for sure. Another week with Kenny Clark getting more and more comfortable. I know that the focus right now is on Micah Parsons. I don't think enough is being said about Kenny Clark and what motivations he might have coming into this football game. Jaden Blue is another one. I mean, look, for me, I think that a lot of people are expecting the Packers to walk all over the Cowboys, kind of like week 1. I mean, I know the Cowboys lost. There's not really any moral victories per se, but I did say week 1, I really thought that the Cowboys would play competitively against Philly. Sure enough, they did. Everybody was saying blowout, embarrassment in Philadelphia. That first opening Thursday night game, it didn't happen. I think it's going to be something similar tonight. I think a lot of people are expecting, CeeDee Lamb out, Cowboys offense, not going to look that great. I think the Packers have their weaknesses and vulnerabilities right now too. You got some issues in the secondary. You got some issues on the O-line. I think it's going to be a more interesting game than people think. We'll see. I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and proclaim Cowboys win, bet the house on it, but I do think they have a pretty good shot to get a W at home. A little bit different than playing on the road in Green Bay. I think at home, you absolutely feel like they've got a shot. I think Dak is looking good this year, and I think they've got enough weapons offensively. Javonte Williams, he has been a huge, pleasant surprise. And then also, you've still got Pickens, you've still got Ferguson, you've got some weapons on offense. Of course, I don't want to make the argument that Lamb and not having him is not going to be noticed at all. Don't get it twisted. He's one of the best receivers in the game. It's going to be less of an output. But I think the Cowboys should be able to still generate some good offensive drives. We'll see what happens. No CD, no Booker on the O-line. Booker definitely is a great player. I think he's going to be a really good lineman in this league. That being said, I think that the Cowboys will be able to absorb the Booker loss. I do. We'll see. I mean, Micah Parsons is going to be coming. He is going to be coming for sure. But I'm curious to see how Kenny Clark responds, going back to him. I think a lot of people are talking about Parsons. I don't think enough people are talking about a potential revenge game for Kenny Clark. We'll see how the Cowboys are able to limit Josh Jacobs in the run game, force Jordan Love to have to throw it a little bit more. I'm excited for the ball game tonight. Parsons get 5 sacks tonight? No way. I feel like I really feel like they should give Parsons kind of the Luka treatment. You remember when the Mavs went to LA after the Luka trade and Jay Kidd basically was like, we're making Luka pass the ball. We're not letting him beat us. I almost feel like they're going to do the same thing with Parsons. I'd be really surprised if they put Parsons in a lot of one-on-ones. I think they will try and limit him as much as possible, which will open things up for other guys who are in one-on-ones, so we'll see. By the way, we've got Corniell in the ball game right now, making his MLB debut. See what he's got, man. He's going to start out with a strikeout. How about that, man? Jose Corniell, strikeout to begin his major league career. Gotta love it. What a great way to get started for him. Good stuff. I think there was some talk that he was going to start one of these games. But look, nevertheless, gets an opportunity here. Not a bad way to begin your big league career. Jose Corniell coming in, getting the strikeout immediately. Here's Carves, the hero from last night that got hit by the pitch to send the Guardians to the playoffs. On the day, looks like Carves is, he's getting his first AB, actually. Getting his first AB, subbing in for Noel. We'll see what he's got here. You got a runner on second base, the potential go-ahead run for the Guardians. Bottom of the 8th inning, tied game, 5-5. Hey, appreciate that, man. Love this hat. Got this on Fanatics, I believe. Love this hat. Wear it a lot on Cowboy Sundays. Goes well. As a Cowboys fan, we're getting torched tonight. That's what they said against Philadelphia when we played them first game. Did that happen? No, it didn't. And that was on the road in Philly. Well hit. Osuna back at the track, and he makes the catch. Great debut for Jose Corniell. And the Rangers are going to go to the top of the 9th with an opportunity to take back the lead. They will have Hellman, Freeman, and Josh Young. 1, 2, 3. Good stuff. Sorry, don't mind the advertisement in the background. But I am excited to see how Jose Corniell progresses. You wonder if he's going to get an opportunity in spring training to potentially be a guy. We'll see. We will see. I liked what I saw in the very small sample size, and I have been following Corniell a little bit in the minor leagues. Also, I think he's had a pretty good year down there. We'll get the stats to you here in just a second. But Rangers now, again, top of the 9th inning, 5-5, top of the order coming up. In the minors this year, he has a 1.89 ERA. Last time I checked, it was a little above 2, so he's lowered it since then. 38 innings pitched, 8 earned runs in the minors. 41 strikeouts in 38 innings pitched, .84 whip. So Jose Corniell, much deserved major league debut today. Good stuff. Love to see that. Hey, appreciate the follows. Thank you so much, Choctaw. Appreciate it. Hey, thank you for the gift. Go boys indeed. DJ Crime, appreciate that comment. Hey, real estate agent, thank you so much for the gift. Appreciate the generosity. Good to see you. We'll see what happens in this game, man. Look, it's not very meaningful, obviously. Pride on the line right now. By the way, we'll be live again during the fourth quarter of the Cowboys game, just so y'all know. We will definitely get on probably about fourth quarter, maybe at the beginning of it, maybe around 10 minutes left in the game. We'll do the last 10 minutes or so, and then we'll do our post-game analysis as usual. So come back tonight after the Cowboys game. We'll be back here ready to hopefully talk about a Cowboys win. Sans CeeDee Lamb. That'd be impressive. Granted, it is at home. Cowboys do historically, with Dak at the helm, play pretty well at AT&T. We'll have to see what they have in store. Big game. Green Bay is going to be coming hard, I'm sure, after an embarrassing loss to the Browns. They're going to want to right the ship. I'm excited. Hellman's going to pop out to the catcher here. A lot of talk about Mike Hellman. You know, what's Hellman's role going to be next year? Hellman is a very controllable asset right now in the Rangers system. He's not even at ARB 1. I mean, I think he has 2 more pre-ARB years left, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, you could really do anything you want with Hellman at this point. You could have him on the roster. You could have him in the minor leagues. You've got a lot of options with Mike Hellman. So, I think that the Rangers are going to have to see what they do in the offseason. I got to be honest, and I'm not trying to be a hater here with Hellman, but I don't think that Mike Hellman is necessarily an everyday starter for us. I think you've got to do your due diligence and try and upgrade a little bit. I like Hellman. I'm not sure I like him as a 155, 160 player. I think Mike Hellman definitely deserves a shot to compete for a spot on the roster. I don't think that Mike Hellman at this point needs to be a guy that is sharpied into the lineup. Jock Peterson, by the way, rocket. And he is going to get called out here. Rocket to first base. 2 outs quickly. Up to Josh Young here. And then we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. No way Cowboys lose by 50, but good try. Good try. Don't y'all understand this is what they said about week 1, too? Turdy Stomper, you know what? You said that same thing in week 1. I actually remember that comment. Week 1, you said that Philly was going to absolutely crush them. And it was a 4-point game. Come on now. I get it. We got to do some trolling here and there, but come on, man. Josh Young, by the way, going to lift one into the outfield. Looks like the outfielders are there. Right fielder makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the 9th tied. Bottom of the 9th tied. Cowboys upset the Packers. User 673. Sure hope so. I think they've got a shot. I mean, look, nobody gave us a shot going into Philadelphia. It was a 4-point game, and the Cowboys had a chance to win it on the last drive. I'm sorry. If the Cowboys can hang with the Eagles, I'm not worried about them hanging with the Packers. Not worried at all about them hanging with the Packers if they can hang in Philly with the defending champs. I don't know how you couldn't logically come to that conclusion yourself, but if you needed a little push, there you go. I mean, anything can happen in football. Cowboys could blow out tonight. You could have the Packers having a really good game as well, but I'm not sure how you come to the conclusion, unless you're just being a troll, that the Cowboys are going to get stomped tonight at home against a Packers team that just lost to the Browns. Okay. How is my feed faster than RSN? I don't know. I just got the game on my iPad, honestly. And then I've got a couple of other things going on the computer setup that I have. Like I've got Game Day app. Game Day app is faster than my feed on my iPad. I actually try to not watch the Game Day app when I'm going live like this because it spoils it. And I'd much rather react live to the video that I'm watching, but it's hard. Sometimes out of the corner of my eye, I see in play outs or in play runs in big moments, but I try to just watch the video. Bubba, yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's just something with the internet. I have no clue. Maybe it's MLB TV. I don't know if you're using RSN directly, but I use MLB TV. I don't live in Texas. Grew up in the Arlington area, but I've lived out in Vegas for about the last 15 years. Spent a lot of time in Arlington growing up, middle school, high school, even into the college years. But after college, moved out here. Been here ever since. Love it out here. Miss Texas, but it's a great place. I never thought I'd be in Vegas this long, but here I am. Stephen Kwan up to bat right now. No outs. Corniell asked to get 5 outs in his first major league appearance in his career. Wouldn't that be something? Where's number 59? Baby blue glove, powder blue glove. That'll look good on Sundays. I like it. Here's the pitch. Stephen Kwan, is he a free agent next year? Is Kwan a free agent? I'm going to get on, I see the fans on their feet. I'm wondering, is he a free agent? And that's why everybody's on their feet right now? No, he's got ARB 2, ARB 3. Maybe it's just a little foreign sometimes, fans getting on their feet. And I'm not trying to trash any Rangers fans, but we had some issues this year getting on our feet and appreciating Rangers players. I felt like at Globe Life Field this year, and I know some of y'all agreed. Now, Stephen Kwan's got ARB 2 and ARB 3 coming up, and he is in a UFA until 2028. Interesting. Bubba, yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is a pretty hot time for Vegas right now, literally and figuratively. It's still pretty warm here, high 90s, but also during football season, a lot of people coming in town. It's fun. Football season's always fun. Whoo! Strike, blows it past him. 1 out, by the way, in the inning. 1-1 count at this point. Corniell, that fastball looks pretty live. Registering at 97. Look, this is the kind of guy, and I'm not trying to overhype Corniell right now, but this is the kind of guy that the Rangers bullpen needed more of, and it was supposed to be Chris Martin with the upper 90s righty stuff. But if they could get a guy like Corniell ready for 2026, this could be a closer type guy. I know a lot of y'all are really hoping for a closer. This could be a guy that you potentially mold into a closer. I mean, this guy's got an upper 90s fastball. He's got some good off-speed stuff. This could potentially be a guy we look at in 2026 as a back end of the bullpen guy. 97-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer half. Osuna is there. Range is over, makes the catch. And we've got 2 quickly down. We might get free baseball. The last game of the year. Why not? Why not? Let's get some free baseball in. Come on now. We got Ramirez, though, up to bat. He is standing in the way. Could end it with 1 swing of the bat. Send the home crowd home happy. Ramirez 1 for 4 on the day. Tough call on pitch number 1. That was very clearly a strike. That is really unfortunate. Pitch number 2 incoming. Filthy changeup, man. That string got pulled. That is about a 10-mile-an-hour difference, fastball to changeup. That is a filthy combination from Corniell right there. Jose was swinging out of his shoes to try and get that one. String totally got pulled. 1-1 count. Did not come close on that one, and Jose is in an advantage. It's 2-1. Reds and Mets, green arrow, they tie, but Reds get the wild card. Yeah, tiebreaker. Tiebreaker. They don't do game 163 anymore. Look, I think I had heard that, but it had since faded from my memory. I would love for them to bring back game 163 for wild card. I think for the division, who's the division champ, I think there's an argument there, but for the wild card, I don't know. Game 163 was fun. The tiebreakers are all right. I'm not a huge fan of the tiebreakers. It is what it is. Appreciate it. Shane, yeah, I grew up in Texas. Man. I've been a Rangers fan since the early 90s, when I was a kid. I was born in the 80s, so really all throughout the 90s, early 2000s into the 2010s, lived in Texas. Moved out to Vegas probably about 15 years ago. But yeah, lifelong Rangers fan. Love it out here. Miss Texas sometimes, but I get back every once in a while. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Jose Ramirez in another like 10 pitch at bat. Jeez. He did this last night as well with Robert Garcia. Such a good hitter, man. He lines a base hit into center field. So good. Jose Ramirez. 7 pitch AB. Manages to get on base. Tough guy to get out. And Guardians have life here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2 out, 1 on. Jose Ramirez, the runner at first base. Going to bring up Valera. And it's quickly strike 1 on him. He fouls off a cutter right on the inside black. Let's see. Pete Alonso, I think definitely can. I think he can either opt out or it is a straight up expiring contract. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. It's hard enough to keep up with all the Rangers expiring contracts, but I'll look up Pete Alonso on Spotrac real quick. 0-1 pitch. You wonder if Jose Ramirez is going to be on the move, and there he is. He'll be safe. Wow. That was a lot closer than I thought. When Corniell went high leg kick, I had no faith that Ramirez was not going to be safe. There. They might have got him. That was a beautiful throw from Jonah Heim. Bruce Bochy is going to signal to let this one go. Looked like Ramirez might have got hit in the nose. Yeah, I thought Heim had no chance with that high leg kick from Corniell. It was closer than what I expected it to be. But yeah, Ramirez pretty obviously safe. Looked like the helmet came up and got him. Helmet bounced off, hit the dirt, and then came up and nailed him in the face. Bounced off the bag first. What a wonky play. Seriously. Pete Alonso, contract details. He has a player option for next year, so he could opt in to a $24 million contract, or he could become a free agent in 2026. I think he'll probably become a free agent. I mean, look, I don't know for sure, but Pete had a pretty good year. You would think he would want to probably test free agency a little bit. He'd make $24 million with the Mets. I guess you got to ask and wonder if you can do better than that. But Pete went 273 this year, 38 bombs, 126 RBI. I'd say he's probably going to opt out and see what he can get. Corniell off of him. What an athletic play from Jose Corniell. Gets nailed with the comebacker. Throws it on the run to first base in foul territory after going to pick it up. What a beautiful debut from Jose Corniell. Again, this could be a guy, we're not overhyping here. This could be a guy that maybe slots into a late inning role. And look, I know that it's way too early to tell at this point. And look, Jose Corniell is a starting pitcher. So the Rangers may want to continue his development as a starting pitcher. In fact, all he did was start games this year. 13 games, 13 starts. I will say this is the kind of guy that you would love to have at the back end. High 90s, filthy changeup. You got a couple other off-speed pitches that can be good out pitches. Very impressive debut. We'll have to see what he is able to accomplish coming out of camp. I'm sure the Rangers will invite him to spring training. But this is a guy to watch out for. I mean, again, 13 starts, had a .84 whip as a starting pitcher in AAA. And this is definitely a guy that you want to have your eyes on coming into the 2026 season. So he started, let's be accurate here. He was at 3 different levels this year. So he played for the ACL Rangers, 4 starts, 318. He played for Frisco, 6 starts, .45 ERA. And in 3 starts for Round Rock, had a 365 ERA. We'll see what happens. All right, we've got my favorite rule in baseball incoming, the Ghost Runner rule. And the speedy, lightning quick Josh Young at second base. See how this goes. Yeah, Dan. Josh Young it is. Adolis Garcia, maybe his last at bat as a Texas Ranger coming up. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Need Rangers to win you $5K? Jeez. I don't know that I would be putting any kind of money on the Rangers at this point, but more power to you. Josh Young had to slow up there, and we are going to have first and third. Adolis Garcia, in what might be his last at bat as a Ranger, hits a hard ground ball right through the gap between short and third. And it is going to be first and third, no out, 101 off the bat. And that is going to bring up Rowdy Tellez in what might be his last at bat as a Ranger. Texas trying to go out with a bang here on game 162. Trying to finish the year with a winning record. A loss would put them at 81-81. A win puts them at 82-80. A winning season. Seems a little bit odd saying that out loud with how much the Rangers have soiled the bed down the stretch in 2025, but it's going to be a winning season if, for whatever reason, whether it's Rowdy Tellez or whether it's somebody coming up behind, can get these runs across, and the Rangers can close it out in the bottom half. Rowdy fouls one off. Pretty good pitch, man. It was a fastball right down the middle, 93 miles an hour. What else is new? The Rangers missing a cookie. 1-1 pitch incoming. And Rowdy is going to foul off a slider here right on the inside paint. That would have been a tough pitch either way. Even if you don't swing there, it's probably going to get called for a strike. Rowdy on the day, let's check the numbers. He is pinch hitting for the first time today. Berger went 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. Finishes the year with a 688 OPS, does Jake Berger, 236 batting average. We got ball 2. Tries to throw the curveball once again, or I guess that was actually the first time. The slider is a little bit quicker at 87. The curveball drops down to 82 miles an hour from Kent. So we got a 2-2 pitch incoming. He sets and fires. Curveball, and Rowdy sends one deep. It's going back at the wall. It is gone. Rowdy Tellez with a 3-run bomb in what might be his final at bat as a Texas Ranger, and the Rangers are on top 8-5. Rowdy Tellez once again with the late inning heroics. What a way to finish out the 2025 season for Rowdy. Hello, baby. Let's go. Man, that feels good to see. Hanging curveball. It was down a little bit, but Rowdy, he just goes down and gets that one. Serves it out of the ballpark. It was close. I thought maybe the right fielder would have an opportunity to rob, but probably about 3 or 4 feet behind the fence. Bounces into the stands. And the Rangers own an 8-5 lead. Ezekiel Duran quickly pops up. And we have one down here in the top of the 10th. Jonah Heim coming up to bat. Good stuff for Rowdy, man. Great stuff. Dan, yes, sir. Things we weren't expecting, but you know what? We will take it. Rangers trying to secure win number 82. And by doing so, securing a winning season. Jonah Heim right now. We've had a few at-bats in a row here. Might be his last at-bat as a Texas Ranger. We've had 3 players in a row here. Ezekiel Duran, I think, will be back with the team. But you've had 3 ABs. Possible last at-bat as a Texas Ranger. Adolis Garcia. Rowdy Tellez. Jonah Heim. We'll see what happens. Appreciate the follow, Oliver. Alex, thank you. Love this hat, especially on Cowboys game days. Goes well. The navy blue. No game 163, just playoffs. Just wild card round. Who am I rooting for, Drew, in October? Look, I know that some of y'all are rooting for the Mariners. Obviously, I get it. Look, I'm not going to be upset if the Mariners win the whole thing. I'm also not going to be upset at all if they flame out. I'm going for the Padres. Look, and if they lose, same thing. I'm not going to be crying in my beer, but casually, I'll cheer for the Padres. I just want to see good baseball. That's all I really want to see. I want to see every series go to the limit. I want to see game 3s in the wild card round. I want to see game 5s in the divisional round. I want to see game 7s in the ALCS and in the World Series. Just give me a lot of baseball and give me really good baseball at that. By the way, Jonah Heim grounds out to second to end his AB, potentially his last at bat with the Rangers. Billy McKinney up to bat right now, 1-1 count on the Rangers rookie. McKinney's had a couple of base hits since getting called up, or I should say since getting recalled. Let's see if he can get a little 2-out rally going. Cubs versus Tigers World Series. I think it's going to be a Yankees-Phillies rematch from 2009. McKinney gives one a ride, but Kwan is there. The inning is over. The Rangers are going to take this one to the bottom of the 9th. Let's see. Are we going inning 3 of Corniell, who is a starting pitcher? I would not be surprised if they go a 3rd inning of Corniell here, a guy that has plenty of experience going multiple innings. All he did was start games this year down in the minor leagues for Texas, so would not surprise me to see Corniell out there for a 3rd inning. Wouldn't that be something, getting your major league debut, a win in your major league debut? Be really cool, man. That's a special moment for him. Major league debut, 1 game, 1 win. So cool. Let's go, Rangers, indeed. Good to see you. Appreciate the comments so much. Thank you. I'm glad we can at least have a little bit of fun here on game 162. Look, there's still 3 outs to get. Still 3 outs to get. Let's not take anything for granted. This is the Rangers we're talking about. But thank you, Rowdy Tellez, for a fun moment in game 162. Rangers purposely hit the Guardians. You know what? They very well may have. Either way, it is what it is. I think that was the only player Robert Garcia has ever hit in his career. That probably doesn't help the conspiracy theorist cause. All right. Naylor up to bat. Looks like Corniell is still in the ball game, as I predicted. He will be finishing this one out. He's at 26 total pitches, 19 strikes, 26 pitches. He is finding it today. He's feeling it. Ghost runner on second base will be George Valera. Again, Bo Naylor up to bat right now. He is 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Halpin would be next. Rocchio, the shortstop, would be third. Schneemann after that, who has the golden sombrero already today. Rowdy Tellez in the game. He remains at first base. Let's see if Jose Corniell can collect win number 1 of his major league debut in game number 1. Chris, you guys got another good win today. Another good win for the Eagles today. By the way, 1 pitch, and the Guardians have quickly made it an 8-6 game. Naylor shoots one in the gap, and he is on second base to start. 1 pitch. By the way, they were stealing third on that, and I don't think there was any way they were catching him. 108 off the bat from Naylor. Hits it to Ezekiel Duran's right, and with Hellman not having the strongest arm in center field, pretty easily takes second base. All right, here's Halpin. We have got ball number 1. Not really particularly close there. Halpin, first AB on the day, on the season, hitting .333 with a 762 OPS. Yeah, that being said, he's only got 6 at-bats in this season, in this 2025 season. So pretty small sample size. Here's the pitch. Steve Reich, 1 right down the middle, 95, pumping it. Not sure you're going to get a better pitch to hit than that one in this AB. Tommy, appreciate the likes, man. Thank you so much. Hey, Albert, good to see you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by on game 162, brother. All right, we got ball 2. Nice change up there from Corniell. Halpin did not offer. Corniell about to deliver his 31st pitch of this appearance, his MLB debut. And he is going to get Halpin to wave at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball over the heart of the plate, a little low. Definitely another hittable pitch, and Halpin is going to call timeout here, try and regather himself. Man, I feel like Corniell is playing with fire right now. He pumps another fastball right down the middle. I don't know if he's a little rattled coming out the gate, but that is 3 fastballs in this AB peppered right over the heart of the plate. You hope this next pitch he can maybe hit a little paint on the outer half. Maybe a little changeup low and away. Change the eye level a little bit. He goes away, but pitch number 6 is a fastball that Halpin's able to foul off. Let's go, Rangers. Come on. Let's finish this one out right now. Let's go. We'll do it again. Pitch number 7 of the AB incoming. Thank you, everybody that's hanging out. Appreciate you guys. We're finishing out Rangers Guardians game 162, a meaningless game for both teams. But nevertheless, we started game 1 and we're finishing game 162. It's crazy. From game 1 to game 162, we've been here for pretty much every game. I think I missed single-digit games this year. We definitely did 150-plus lives. I want to say even maybe 155-plus lives. By the way, ball 3, and so the count runs full on Halpin. You know, with a 2-run lead still, I don't really see any reason to be super careful with Halpin here, an unproven guy in the league, but we'll see what the approach is. I mean, a walk isn't the most terrible thing. Corniell having to labor a little bit here, unfortunately. I don't know if the Rangers are just going to have him eat up innings today. I don't know if there's any contingency plan here as Halpin fouls off another one. Corniell up to 35 pitches. Not really meaningless for the Guardians. If they win the division. Is that right? I thought they already won it. I thought they already won it with the Tigers losing, Tommy. Is that not accurate? That's what somebody was telling me earlier. And look, I got to be honest with y'all. I don't pretend to pay attention to all of the scenarios, but I thought the Guardians already won the division with the Tigers losing. They already won? Yeah, I appreciate that. Guardians did already clinch. Tommy, look, for what it's worth, a bunch of people are commenting on multiple socials that they already won it, but look, I'm not going to look it up on the live right now. I'll trust the majority. A couple people are saying they got the notification from different sports app that the Guardians won the division. So I would say meaningless game at this point. Looks like Maddox is going to go take a walk out there. Corniell, I know we got a little bit caught up in talking about the division winners, but Corniell did just walk Halpin. So Rocchio up right now, 0 for 3 on the day with a K. And Maddox jogs back in. First and second, nobody out. Winning run is at the dish right now in Rocchio. Double play ball sure would be nice to take a little pressure off here in this inning. I told you guys we had a big home run from Rowdy Tellez that made it 8-5, but this is the Rangers we're talking about. We don't want to take anything for granted. Pitch number 1, a meaty changeup, man. Just a meaty changeup right down the middle. Corniell, I mean, look, that could be intentional there, but he is leaving a lot out over the plate. I got to say, this is not a criticism, but it's just not going to surprise me if somebody runs into one against him. He is throwing a lot over the heart of the plate right now. Not sure if it's missing location, if it's intentional. I can't imagine it's intentional to throw this many pitches over the heart of the plate, but you know what? Maybe he'll get lucky. We'll get a couple mishits. Maybe an atom ball right at somebody to help get us out of this. 0-2 count quickly. Tries to go change up, bounces it in front of the plate. Jonah Heim makes a nice stop behind the dish. Very nice stop. Yeah, that one looks like it bounced probably about 6 inches in front of home plate. And the Reds, by the way, have officially claimed the last wild card spot over the Mets. The Mets kept out of the postseason after spending a ton of money going to get Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, and they once again will not be playing October baseball. Wild for the Mets. Feel bad for the fans. Definitely feel bad for Mets fans. Can't catch a break. That ball is crushed, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but unfortunately, my prediction came true in that one. Corniell, way too many pitches left out over the plate. Way too many. You heard me say it just a few moments ago, and the Rangers are going to lose game 162. A walk-off by Rocchio. I mean, Corniell just threw way too many pitches over the heart of the plate in that inning. Really felt like it was going to come back to bite him, and sure enough, Rocchio runs into one. Rangers are going to lose this one 9-8 after a 3-run bomb in the top of the top of the 10th inning. Look, it's a fitting end for the Rangers season. A fitting end for the Rangers season. Getting walked off. And you know what? Weirdly enough, it's the bullpen. It's the pitching blowing the game. The hitting coming through. All right, I guess at least the Tankathon odds are going to improve a little bit. Let's check Tankathon. Let's see if they updated them. By the way, right now, Texas is in 15th, and they have a 1.04 chance to win the lottery. Arizona finished 80-82. San Francisco finished 81-81. I think Texas will jump San Francisco because San Francisco won the series against the Rangers earlier this year. So I think that Texas will actually be 14th, if I am not mistaken. I think they'll finish 14th and will improve slightly in terms of their lottery odds. I think they'll have a 1.28% chance. There we go. Hey, Ethan, you got your wish, man. Lottery odds just improved about 0.24% by losing right there. Soldier, 1,000% fitting ending. And I said it. Corniell was leaving way too much out over the heart of the plate. Moments before Rocchio hits that home run, I called it out. I don't know if if Corniell was just having some issues locating, if the nerves were getting to him, but literally everything was out over the plate. Jeremy, look, I don't know why you're surprised, my guy. Don't know why you're surprised. Jack, it's finally over. The pain of the 2025 season is finally over. Sir Damien, Cowboys minus 9.5. Lockett? Hello. And I thought I had a hot take with the Cowboys winning tonight. Cowboys minus 9.5. Hey, I like the boldness. I can respect it. Cowboys minus 9.5 tonight. What's the odds on that, Sir Damien? What odds did you get at that? Plus what? 300? 400? What are the odds on minus 9.5, bro? I think the Cowboys may surprise us tonight. Eric, I've said it. Okay, they went into Philly and lost by 4. They had a chance in Philly to win the game in the last series. It didn't work out. CeeDee Lamb forgot how to catch a football. I mean, I'm just saying, if they can hold Philly to a 4-point ball game with the chance to win it in the last drive on the road, I think that they can hold their own with Green Bay, who just lost to the Browns back in Dallas. Look, Micah Parsons' revenge game. Look, we've got one of those too. Kenny Clark, you got to imagine he's hungry to show the Packers what they're missing out on. I would love a Cowboys win tonight for sure. Was this the last game Bruce Bochy manages for the Rangers? I'm going to say no. I think they're going to announce that he'll return for one-year deal. I don't think he's going to get multi-year. I think Bruce will take it year by year. I mean, look, at best, I think they're giving him a 2-year deal. But I think they'll go 1 year at a time with Boch. I think he is going to be back in 2026. I'd be really surprised if that didn't happen. Sir Damien, Micah trying too hard. Look, I do think He is definitely going to be coming for us. But I would be really surprised if the Cowboys allow him a lot of one-on-one matchups. I think that the Cowboys will be focusing on him, and Green Bay is going to have to beat us in other ways. I think there's other guys with one-on-one matchups that are going to have to win there. I don't think the Cowboys are going to sit around and let Micah Parsons win one-on-ones. I definitely think Bochy is back another year. I don't think he wants to go out this way. You know what? You get knocked out in the playoffs, so be it. The playoffs are crazy. It's mayhem. You go out like this, Boch doesn't have anything to prove. We're not arguing that. Bochy doesn't have anything to prove. But look, he's a competitive guy. I can only put myself in his shoes. I would not be wanting to go out like this. You can't always control it, but that's me. Do not want to go out how the Rangers went out in 2025. By the way, Texas does slide into that 14th pick, and they improved their odds. They now have a 1.28% chance of winning the lottery. We will see. We'll see if they can get Mavericks lucky, Dallas Mavericks lucky. If the Mavs can do it, I guess there's hope for the Rangers. Why, Ethan, that would be wild. That would be straight up wild, bro. If somehow, some way the Rangers win the lottery and it was this loss. Yeah, look, TLC, Corniell, he was pitching great. I feel like you might have wanted to get him out of there. I know that he's a starting pitcher. Man, I hate to see Corniell lose like that after pitching 2 really good innings. They bring him out for a third, and it just goes awry. Which of the current Athletics will eventually be a Ranger when they inevitably don't get paid? Rooker? Maybe Rooker? I know he signed a contract for a while, though. So I guess it would be Kurtz. Maybe Lawrence Butler. We'll see. One of those guys would probably be my pick. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Look, we are going to wrap up the Ranger season with a couple of different things. First of all, I want to start with this. We will be going live every Wednesday to discuss Texas Rangers offseason. This coming Wednesday, I'd imagine we'll be able to talk exit interviews, and we may go live before then if big news breaks regarding the Rangers, whether it's a Bochy being let go, whether it's a Bochy retirement, whether it's a Bochy re-sign. Anytime something big happens, we'll probably go live to talk about it that day. But if there are some lulls, Wednesday is going to be our off-season show day. So I'll start with that. I'll definitely start with that. Second, let's talk about some of the big storylines going into the offseason. I think you got to start with Bruce Bochy. That's probably the most immediate one. Is Boch going to come back and coach the Rangers in 2026? Is it going to be a 1-year deal? Is it going to be a 2-year deal? Or will Boch retire? I think it's either retirement or I think he comes back to coach the Rangers. I don't think San Francisco and that opportunity really has legs. I haven't heard anybody verify that. I think it's a lot of fan talk at this point. That, I think, is item number 1. And that's going to take us a few different directions. If Bochy retires, obviously we're talking about who's the next manager. Who's the next manager of the Rangers? Skip Schumacher would appear to be the most likely candidate, but maybe they're thinking about going a different direction. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. I think storyline number 2, Adolis Garcia, Jonah Heim, Josh Young, some of the guys that have been staples for a long time. What are the Rangers going to do with some of these players that have struggled over the past 2 years? Are you going to see the Rangers move on, go in a different direction at first base, at third base? I think it's absolutely yes for catcher and right field. I don't see any way Jonah Heim and Adolis Garcia come back. I think Cody Freeman, I think Michael Hellman, I think Josh Smith, I think Ezekiel Duran have an opportunity to make the team as bench players, all still very controllable. Perhaps one of those guys is utilized as trade bait if you're looking to upgrade the roster in other ways. But that's another big storyline. And then free agency. Who do the Rangers target? Who do the Rangers go after in free agency? Chris Young, he has shown time and time again, man loves his pitching. Loves his pitching. Are the Rangers going to once again go pitching heavy in 2026? And not neglect the offense, but not prioritize it. I'm very curious to see what the plan of attack is going to be for Chris Young and Fenstermaker and Figueroa and all the guys in the front office. Are they going to try and go get a front-line starter? Maybe you go get Tyler Mahle. Maybe you re-sign him. Maybe you go a totally different direction and you try and get someone outside the organization. Maybe Ethan, your boy, Dylan Cease. Could Dylan Cease potentially be in the fold for the Rangers to sign for 2026? Look, it's going to be a very interesting offseason. We don't have all the answers right now because there's still so much left to play out. We've got the postseason completely ahead of us. And we will be covering postseason baseball here and there. I'm definitely going to be talking about it on my Wednesday shows. We'll give you the updates, and I'll give you my general takes on the games and on each and every series that's going on. But we will be, like I said, every Wednesday talking Rangers offseason, and we'll go live when necessary if there's something big that happens in Rangers Nation, in the Rangers world, and make sure that we are one of the first to cover it. We want to be your number one source for off-season content, or pretty dang close to it. Look, we obviously don't have the inside track to what every single player and coach is thinking. The beat writers probably have me beat there, but immediately when some of these stories break, would love for you to join me in talking about it and discussing it. It's going to be good stuff. We had a lot of fun last offseason, musing, going through all the hot stove items, talking through all the rumors. It's great. We miss Rangers baseball when it's gone. And look, it's going to be how many months now? 6 months until we see it again? It's September 28th right now. Probably March, late March, before we watch Game 1 of 2026. I miss Rangers baseball when it's gone, y'all. I know that this was a painful season, but I'm starting to feel it already. Gonna miss this. Really gonna miss this. Glad we still have postseason baseball ahead of us. I'll eventually get on board and start enjoying that, but miss Rangers baseball when it's not here. We keep going. Oh, yeah, 105. A lot of other people have it first, but you know what? We'll hop on board, come and hang out whenever big news breaks. We're going to try our best to get to it, cover it for you guys. We got the Stars. We got the Mavs. We got the Cowboys. We got college football. Packers by $1 billion. Psh, doubtful. Doubtful. Philly fan, you need to worry about yourself. Worry about the Phillies. Stop worrying about the Rangers and the Cowboys. Come on now. Speak for yourself. Can't stand the Cowgirls? That's too bad. Dude, you can't believe you have a chance at what? Tonight? I love the Philly fans that act like it was a blowout in Philly. Y'all barely beat the Cowboys, who are supposedly so terrible. That's like the weird argument that I never get is everybody trashing on the Cowboys. The Eagles beat the Cowboys by 4 points at home and had an opportunity to lose the game on the last drive. It is wild to me the amount of people that trash the Cowboys, especially Eagles fans, straight up watching and having witnessed the Eagles almost lose to the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football. Which one is it? Are they terrible or are the Eagles really not as good as everybody thinks they are? If you think the Cowboys are horrible, then you might as well just make the logical conclusion that the Eagles aren't that good either. I mean, I don't know. Either give the Cowboys some credit, stop acting like they're going to get blown out every single game, or admit your team isn't that good. I don't know. Make up your mind. Seriously. Eagles start slow every year, goofball. That sounds like excuses. If I was saying that, that's all you'd be saying. I don't know. It's kind of ironic you throw out the goofball term, dude. Like, That's just excuses. So go ahead. Seriously. I don't know. I can only lead so many horses to water. You can't make everybody drink. Eagles fans that think the Cowboys are terrible when they only beat us by 4 points at home. And if CeeDee Lamb wouldn't have forgotten how to catch a football, probably losing that football game. I don't know. Seems kind of like a weird flex, but you do you. Keep on going here. What do we got? Rangers need Pete Alonso. That would be phenomenal, Zane. I would have loved Pete Alonso last year. Imagine this Rangers team with Pete Alonso. Like, I don't know if they win the West, but I think that they probably have a much better shot at being in the World Series. I really think they do. They've got a much better shot at being in the playoffs, that's for sure. Keep going. I miss July. This football talk ain't for me. Jack, that's all right. Still come back and hang out. Say hi every once in a while. Jack, I think they'd win more than 82 games. I think Pete would have probably helped us get closer to that 86, 87 win total. What was his WAR this year? That'll tell you straight up. Whatever Pete Alonso's WAR is, that'll tell you straight up how he would have done. His WAR, I know they had like Baseball Ref and Fangraphs. On Baseball Ref, it was 3.5, so that would get us to, 84, 85 wins. On Fangraphs, the WAR is at 3.6. So he's definitely good for making us an 84, 85 win team. So that tells you it would have at least been closer. Would have at least been a little closer. Pete Alonso coming to the Rangers. I'm calling it. I would love for that to be right. Would love for that to be right, man. Ethan, you have Packers winning 40-23. I can't see 40, man. I think Deron Bland coming back. Kenny Clark with a little bit of motivation. I cannot see 40. I don't know. We'll see what happens, brother. 40 seems a little bit high. Most points Packers defense has given up this year was 18. Who have they played? I don't even know who all the Packers have played. I know they lost to the Browns. Who else did they have? They played the Lions too, right? They held the Lions in check. I'll check out the Green Bay Packers schedule. Oh, they played the Commanders too. That's right. Yeah, look, I think the Cowboys will score more than 18 tonight, Green Arrow. I don't know. I don't see them being held below 18. I think they'll get into the 20s for sure at home. Maybe if this was in Green Bay, I'd feel a little differently. But I'd be surprised if the Cowboys don't get over 20 tonight at home. And, you're looking at the schedule here. 27-18, 27-13, first two games at home. And then you had the Packers giving up 13 to the Browns on the road. It's a really small sample size. We'll see what happens. I think you could apply this logic, though, the other way, right? If the Browns beating the Packers was, yeah, it happened, LOL, I think you could probably apply that logic the other way with the Cowboys winning tonight, couldn't you? Dodgers, I just got a lot going on, man. Don't take it personally. Thoughts on the Dodgers? Well, I don't have a lot, brother. I don't really watch a ton of Dodgers baseball. I hope you can understand. But I think, as I think about the Dodgers, I worry a little bit about the pitching. I know that they've got a couple of guys that have had good seasons, but it does feel like they are lacking a little bit in that department. The bullpen, you have Kirby Yates, you have Tanner Scott, kind of having up and down seasons. I worry about the pitching with the Dodgers more than anything. I don't know. You tell me how good my assessment was, but full disclosure, I feel like I don't know the Dodgers well enough to make a really, really well-informed opinion, but I have seen the bullpen struggle quite a bit, and it feels like they're lacking one more ace to really carry them in October. That's just me. What do I think about Bochy's future? I think he's back. I think Bochy's back next year. I don't think he wants to go out this way. Maybe, but I don't think he does. I mean, I wouldn't want to go out this way either. So for me, I think that he will be back. They'll try to get to the playoffs. I don't know if, he's got to win another World Series to retire. I think bro just wants to get back to the playoffs. And you know what? If you get beat in the playoffs, then you get beat. But I'm not sure that this is the way you want to exit your MLB career. Tail between your legs, having taken an absolute dump over the last 2 weeks of the season. Yeah. Rooting for the Red Sox to get eliminated. With the Astros out, I don't really have a team I'm necessarily rooting to get eliminated. I mean, look, the Yankees getting eliminated always works, although I did say I think the Yankees are going to make it back to the World Series this year. I think it's going to be Yankees-Phillies. That's my prediction. Yankees-Phillies. We'll see if it ends up being right. But look, there's not a lot of teams I'm going to be sad get knocked out of the playoffs. Let me just put it to you that way. We'll keep on rolling. Hey, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Good to see you. In your mind, acquiring hitting or pitching more important for next year? I think that hitting is probably more important. You've still got DeGrom. You've still got Evaldi. You've got a couple up-and-coming guys. I know you and I have talked about Jack Leiter before being kind of on again, off again. I'm not sure you want to throw his name into the mix of steady starting pitching. I think he's getting better. I think he made improvements this year. You've got other guys too, like Jacob Latz, who's come along nicely. They probably do need to get one more starter, but I would like to see them prioritize offense. I don't think any fan wants to watch another year. We watched it in 24. We watched it in 25. I'd love to see the offense get prioritized. However, with CY being pitching-minded, we'll say, as he's shown to be ever since he became the general manager and then president of baseball operations with Texas, it's not going to surprise me if the emphasis is once again placed on pitching. We keep on going. I would be pumped with Pete Alonso, but Rangers need a legit 293-10 hitter. I mean, Pete was close. He was close. I think he was at 275-ish. I hear what you're saying, though. Keep on going. Going to be a long offseason. Yeah. We'll have to see what moves they make. I think that's going to be a big part of it. Mariners, Brewers, that would be fun just from the standpoint of like somebody has to get their first World Series championship, but I don't know that either one is going to make it there. No, I don't think Merrill Kelly's coming back. At one point, I did. I don't think Merrill Kelly's coming back. I don't think they want to give big-time dollars to a guy who's turning 37. That was a little up and down and unfortunately did not come through in one of the biggest games of the year in Houston. I'm not saying that one game decides everything, but it's got to leave a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth if you're Texas. Merrill Kelly, big game in Houston, and he totally soils the bed. It just doesn't feel good. And you're 37. It's not going to be a situation where you're really wanting to give him a huge contract. Yeah, I'm going Padres, West Coast team. I'm going Pods. Schwarber would be nice. I would love to get Kyle Schwarber. That would be a big get. I agree. That would be a huge get. Hopefully it can happen. But, I'm trying to keep my expectations low. Then you never know. Buffalo, we've already kind of talked about it, so I'll keep it brief. But I'm not really rooting for anybody. I root for Game 3s, Game 5s, Game 7s, depending on the round, right? But look, I'll probably very casually cheer for the Padres. Win their first World Series. I don't like cheering for AL West rivals, so I know some Rangers fans are going to cheer for the Mariners. I can't do it. It's just not in my blood to cheer for a division rival. I could never cheer for the Astros to win it all. I could never cheer for the Mariners or the Angels to win it all, or the A's. It's just not going to happen. I don't know. If they were playing maybe like the Yankees, maybe I would cheer for them. It depends on who their opponent was in the ALCS. It really would be circumstantial, but it's hard. It's hard. I definitely do think they are going to get a new catcher next year. So I think that this issue is going to be at the forefront. And it makes sense. If you like good pitching, if you're Chris Young, Why wouldn't you want to get a catcher that's really good defensively, can frame well, but also can block pitches, can throw out base runners, help manage the run game? I think that's definitely going to be a priority. Schwarber comes to the Rangers after he wins the World Series with the Phillies, and then the Rangers win the World Series. That would be cool. Let's speak it into existence. Look, Phillies need to win one. Like, they're not getting any younger. They've got some guys about to hit free agency. This is definitely the year for the Phillies to win one. Rangers move on from Boch. I don't see it. I think that they allow Boch to make his decision, like it or not. I think it is totally in Bruce Bochy's hands. I don't think anybody else is making that decision but him. How many games did I go to this season? We went to 2, and I didn't go to any home games. I went to 2 road games. That was it. I don't go to a ton of Rangers games, being that I live in Vegas, but we sometimes will go out to a road series, usually once a year. So we went to 2 games in San Diego. It was fun. They won 1 and lost 1. One of them was Sunday Night Baseball. That was a good time. They lost the Sunday night game. I think they won the Saturday night game. So I had my fill. Would have been nice to make it back to Globe Life, but you know what? It's not like it was a playoff year. So I'm okay with not going back. Maybe next year. We'll see. I don't think Bochy's done, Will. I think he's going to come back for 1 more year. I'd be surprised if he retires. It was kind of up and down, man. I don't think it was awesome, but I do think the last series, the last homestand, the fans came out, but it was a little up and down, I felt like, throughout the year. I'd be interested to see the numbers. Maybe the numbers say otherwise, but down the stretch, it did feel like sometimes the stadium lacked a little bit of juice. Vegas isn't going to have the A's for a couple of years yet, but the A's are going to play in Vegas a couple of series at the minor league ballpark out here, which is going to be, I'm sure, pretty cool. The minor league stadium right now in Vegas, the AAA affiliate for the A's, it's not a super big ballpark, so I'm sure it's going to be packed when the A's come to play there. But the A's, I think, are planning to do multiple series in Vegas over the next few years. And then hopefully 27, 28, the new ballpark is ready. I think 2028 is probably more likely, Jack. That'll be fun. I'll enjoy the Rangers coming to Vegas. That'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a blast. Getting to watch, 7, 8 games in person right in my backyard. Hello. Love it. Pulling for the Padres because of the Rangers connections. Yeah, like Darvish, and I know there's a couple other guys as well. I'm with you on that. Profar for a while was on the Padres. Another Rangers connection there. So, yeah, I'm going Padres. But, if they get knocked out, I'm not going to be crying about it. I don't know. I'm not going to be upset. AJ Preller, that's right. How could I forget? Logman, appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Yeah, look, I love postseason baseball. Clearly, I love it a lot more when the Rangers are in it, but I love postseason baseball. Love it. That would be sweet. I would love that. Maybe one day. For right now, we'll keep on doing our thing here at Right on Rangers Live, but maybe one day, man, that would be sweet. Jack, we'll definitely be staying Rangers fans. No way. This isn't going to become Right on A's or Right on Athletics anytime soon. No, thank you. But like I said, we'll enjoy having the Rangers in our backyard. Let's keep going. Don't want to hear about us losing to the Browns. How do you lose to a rookie quarterback? Giants, proof everyone has bad games. Okay, so that's about the Chargers. I don't know. I'm trying to connect the dots. The Cowboys didn't lose to the Giants. I mean, granted, that was Russell Wilson, not Jackson Dart. Just throwing that out there. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. We're about to close things up for the night. And we'll be back tonight during the fourth quarter for the Cowboys game. So it's a busy day for us today, but we are looking forward to the football game tonight. I think Cowboys will surprise some people. My score prediction, Cowboys 27, Packers 20. We'll see how that holds up. I think that the Cowboys, definitely an easy target. A lot of people hating, but you play Philly tight in Philly in week 1. I think the Cowboys surprised some people tonight on Sunday Night Football. A lot of people counting them out with Lamb out. But Deron Bland coming back. You've got a couple other guys that are finding their footing still. I think they are going to turn some heads tonight. I think they will show up and they will play a pretty good football game, hopefully to the tune of a 27-20 victory. That's the plan. Sticking to it. Appreciate all you guys hanging. Look, a few days off, but we'll be back talking Rangers baseball. When the Bruce Bochy decision comes down, we'll probably go live then. Like I said, any big announcement, any big news, we'll go live for that evening to talk about it. But Wednesday night will be our standard Rangers show, and we'll probably go live, I'm not sure, 8:30 Texas time, 9 o'clock Texas time. It'll be a little bit later on in the evening, but that was kind of our rhythm last year, which I liked. So let's plan on that. And we'll still be doing Cowboys, Longhorns lives. We'll do some Mavs lives when they play the big games on TNT and ESPN and ABC, those kind of games. We won't necessarily be doing every game day in and day out for the Mavs, but we'll cover some of the big games. That'll be fun. So we got some big offseason plans. It'll be about 6 months before we do another Rangers game live. Sad. But I would just want to say a special thank you to all you guys. I know we don't have everybody here today, but thank you for all the support this year of the show during the Rangers season. It means a lot. We grew quite a bit as a show this year, as a channel. We're talking thousands of new followers and subscribers, and I just want to say thank you for the support. We grind it out here on the show each and every day, creating content for you guys, but you carry it out to other people, and all the support that you've given me has helped make the show bigger and bigger. So a special thank you to you guys. Look, we are signing off for today for Rangers baseball, but we won't be gone for long. We'll be back later this week, Wednesday or sooner, depending on what news we get coming down the pike over the next couple of days. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. And we'll be back later tonight, so come back and hang out again. We'll watch the first few quarters, and then fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll go live, and we'll hopefully be talking about a Cowboys victory. That's the plan. That is the plan. Small ball definitely would like to see that a little bit more. 100%. Green Arrow, we'll see. Come back and hang out later tonight, man. Come back and hang out later tonight. Jack Wednesday, yes, sir. We'll be here. We will be here. We'll try and schedule it so you guys can kind of see it on YouTube. And I know you can schedule it on TikTok too. I'll try and play around with the scheduling on TikTok. I haven't messed with that too much, but we'll try and schedule out the live so you know exactly when we're going to go. All right. Albert, thank you for the kind words, man. Appreciate you and all your support of the show. You're one of the OGs, man, going back to last year. So thank you. Appreciate you, brother. All right. We are out. See you guys later tonight for the Cowboys game. And as I always say to end every single show, and for the last time in 2025, at least in the 2025 season, God bless and go Rangers.